Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, man charged after alleged stabbing over poker machine winnings. A 21-year-old laborer has been charged after allegedly stabbing a man with a ratchet knife during a disagreement in St. James last Monday. He is Baron Kidd of Shoes Arcade, Montego Bay, St. James, who is charged with wounding with intent. Reports from the Montego Bay police are that about 7 p.m., Kidd and another man had an argument that stemmed from when he won on a poker machine. During the altercation, Kidd reportedly used a ratchet knife to inflict stab wounds to the abdomen and the chest of the man. Kidd then allegedly fled the scene on foot in the area. The injured man was taken to the hospital by a passerby, where he was treated and admitted. The matter was reported to the police, and the Kidd was arrested after turning himself in. On Thursday, Kidd was charged following a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney. Gunman being sought for shooting at the police in McCook's Penn, Spanish Town. Police operatives in St. Catherine are searching for a man who fired on cops who tried to apprehend him in McCook's Penn, Spanish Town early this morning. Reports are that about 1:30, a police team was on patrol in a service vehicle along the McCook's Penn Main Road when a man riding a bicycle was observed. On seeing the police, the man reportedly made a sudden U-turn and sped through an area called a Big Lane. The cops disembarked from the vehicle and pursued the man on foot. He reportedly pulled a handgun and opened a fire, hitting the ballistic vest on one of the cops. The police returned the fire. The man managed to elude the police by running into an area where a party was in session. The police searched the area and found a Glock pistol fitted with a magazine containing 11 rounds of 9mm cartridges. The man's bicycle was also seized by the police. The Independent Commission of Investigation has since launched a probe into the matter. UTech student and a taxi operator freed of gun charges. A University of Technology student and a taxi operator implicated in the discovery of an M16 rifle in Papine, St. Andrew, have been freed of charges in the gun court. Giovanni Thomas, 24, and Dwayne Tate, 40, walked free on Friday, May 2, after the presiding judge upheld a no-case submission made by their attorneys. The men were charged with illegal possession of a firearm, trafficking in firearms, and illegal possession of ammunition. The charges stemmed from an incident on October 17, 2023, when members of the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Branch intercepted a vehicle with 4 men aboard. A loaded M16 rifle containing 30 rounds was reportedly found concealed in a feed bag in the vehicle. Both the defendants denied the knowledge of the weapon and ammunition. The prosecution-led evidence during the trial alleged that Tate and another man were transporting high-powered rifle from Lindsay to Papine to deliver to Thomas and a male associate. However, during the trial, it emerged that there were no fingerprints, DNA, or eyewitness evidence linking either Thomas or Tate to the weapon. Thomas, a student at the time of the incident, was represented by attorney at law Kemar Robinson and Teresha Grant, while Tate, a taxi driver, were represented by attorney Abina Morris. The defense attorneys argued that the Crown failed to establish a prima facie case as there was no evidence showing their clients had knowledge of or control over the firearm. In siding with the defense, the judge ruled that mere presence in the vehicle did not constitute possession or involvement in the alleged trafficking of the weapon. The no-case submission was upheld and both accused were acquitted of the charges. 34 rounds of ammo and a gun seized in Kingston, man arrested. The Kingston Western Police have placed a man in custody in connection with the seizure of an illegal gun and 34 rounds of ammunition. Reports are that about 5:15 p.m. on Friday, the police held the man along Bond Street. During a search, a Canning 9mm pistol affixed with a magazine containing 16 rounds of ammunition was seized, according to the police. They say a further search revealed 18 additional assorted rounds of ammunition. The man was arrested on suspicion of possession of a prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition. The Denham Town Police are investigating the matter. St. Catherine man gets over 12 years in prison for sexual assault of teen girl. A 35-year-old St. Catherine man was on Friday sentenced to 12 years and 3 months imprisonment for the 2021 sexual assault of a teen girl. High Court Judge Yvonne Brown, in handing down the sentence in the St. Catherine Circuit Court, told the man that even after 2 previous convictions for the same offense, he has not learned. The judge ruled that he must serve 10 years before he can apply for parole. He must also be registered on the sex offenders registry. The court heard that the man sexually assaulted the then 15-year-old girl in July 2021. He was subsequently arrested and charged with having sexual intercourse with a person under 16 years old. He made numerous court appearances and pleaded guilty on October 31, 2024. He was sentenced on Friday, May 2. 5 accused in multi-billion-dollar cocaine matter may get a trial date on Tuesday. The trial date is to be scheduled next Tuesday in the multi-billion-dollar cocaine case in which 5 men have been implicated. A date for a bail hearing in the Home Circuit Court for 3 of the accused who were on Friday remanded will also be scheduled. Junior Haldane, 72, and Aubrey Sterling were offered a bail in December, while Clive Davis, 57, Colin Ricketts, 58, and Clayton Peart, 42, were denied a bail. The defendants, who were arrested last August following the $12 billion drug bust in Havendale, St. Andrew, are charged with possession of cocaine, dealing in cocaine, trafficking cocaine, and a conspiracy. During the case management hearing on Friday, the court was told that the case file was completed. The defendants were arrested on August 6, 2024, when officers from the police's Firearms and Narcotics Investigation Division, accompanied by units from the Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch, raided the premises and seized several knitted bags containing cocaine. Approximately 2,600 kilograms or 5,569 pounds of the drug, with a street value of US $75.79 million, was allegedly found during a 3-hour operation. The police were reportedly acting on information when they went to the premises, as the men were allegedly in the process of loading a bus with the bags of cocaine. Haldane and Sterling were reportedly seen behind the bus and accosted after they ran. However, during last month's bail application, lawyers for the 2 men denied their involvement. Haldane's lawyer, Lloyd McFarlane, submitted that his client had no knowledge of the drug and that his position close to the bus was not sufficient to ground the charge of drug possession. The lawyer also indicated that his client had medical issues and that there were concerns about his health. Attorney-at-law Ludlow Black, for his part, told the court that Sterling, who is a taxi driver, had merely gone to the premises to do a drop-off when the police came and saw him. Attorney-at-law Donahue Martin is representing Davis. King's counsel Tom Tavares Finson and Carl Phillips are representing Ricketts. Attorney-at-law Tamika Dunbar is appearing for Peart. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.